Okay, so it's preparing to live stream the meeting. Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live.
Oh, it goes from Zoom?
Yeah.
We're
Done.
live right now?
Okay, so it's preparing to live stream the meeting. Ooh, now I need to mute this. Setting up. There. Okay, so yes, we are live now.
Okay. Hello, everybody. We are so awkward.
Oh, wait.
I don't even know what to do right now. I'm awkward. Oh, it just came up on here.
Except for now it's saying we can't, we're private and not public.
All right, guys, bear with us. We are super, don't know what we're doing. I'm an elder millennial. I'm a grandma, and Erika's how many years younger than me?
Oh my gosh.
I keep having her do math today, and like offsetting. It's weird. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, edit video, maybe trying to figure out how to make it public. Oh, it says it is.
Okay. Well, I mean, let me look. And like offsetting. Yeah. Okay, we're live.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, edit video. Okay, so then I'm just gonna, I don't know if we'll see your guys' comments, like that's what I'm hoping for, but.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, now it says, okay, so there's the chat. But.
Okay, I'm sharing it on all my Facebooks. Post. I don't even care what it looks like. I'm just fucking posting. Because this is how I do stuff. Guys, this is us live, and I sing a lot. I think it helps with my ADHD. I know it does. Yes. That's like how I remembered the periodic table. I say that a lot. I feel like I'm like, I know the periodic table because I remembered a rap about it. How the fuck do I post?
If anybody is here watching this, I don't know, just leave us a comment, like any comment, so I can see if it pops up in our Zoom, so I don't have to go back and forth between my YouTube screen and my Zoom screen.
Yeah, we'll get the hang of this. But since it is live and it's recording, we should probably start talking. So, hi. Shit has been crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, I keep hitting this. This is probably making noise, so I apologize. Ugh. All right. I want to make sure I am on all. Yes, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what to talk about right now. Why am I so awkward? Help.
Probably because we know we're live and we're like,
yeah, we're all like, this is gonna be good. We're gonna fucking go live, and we're totally gonna know what we're doing. Okay, here, I'm posting it on my psychic page. We live.
I guess for an awkward little intro. Hi, welcome to Sacred Rebels podcast featuring myself, Erika, and the lovely clairvoyant psychic medium. We are going to talk about a lot this coming week. So it is kind of cool also that we're going live, because I think we'll be a little bit easier on ourselves about how we end up going about this. And then also too, for you guys, if you have any questions or you need some clarification or you don't understand what we're talking about, we are able to, pause and readjust what we're saying and answer any questions. So hopefully that all goes good. So usually we talk a little bit about the prior week. You know, it's weird because I remember saying at the beginning of last week that we had a pretty easy week coming ahead. And weirdly, this last week actually, to me, felt more chaotic.
Yeah.
Like, but
I remember you saying the mutable energy and how that's gonna feel crazy. And it was unpredictable AF.
Yes, for sure. And maybe that's why I felt like it was harder for me, because we talked
Yeah.
about how that was harder for me. But I feel like it was
Yeah.
all good. It was just a lot. It was just intense.
Yeah.
It was healing. It was vulnerable, scary.
Oh, it was a lot.
I mean, and I think starting Friday we had a Cancer moon.
Yeah.
You know, the moon loves being Cancer, so I think we're also like really spiritually connected. Like that's definitely how it felt over the weekend. It felt like
Oh.
I was just like at the mercy of spirit, I think.
Oh. I'm so sorry if this is making noise, guys. I'm gonna stop fucking with shit now. All right. So we had nothing big. Did we have a full moon last week? No.
Oh,
That's why we thought everything was gonna be easy. Okay.
yep.
Yeah, it was just, I know, and it was good because Cho, okay, let me think of why I'm saying this right now. Yeah, Cho doesn't have any freaking mutable energy, and let me make 100% sure of this right now. But thank God. Oh, maybe that's why I'm hard to deal with, guys.
No, yeah, not gonna lie. I think that like you have those pretty big Pisces placements. Like,
None. He has Virgo and Jupiter, just like you.
oh, I didn't know that. That's wild.
In the 5th house. What the fuck is that?
Well, in the 5th house, that brings me to like inner child, fun, play, romance.
Okay. All right. We're going too far into this, but
Okay.
anyways, that was the main thing that happened with both of you this weekend was and I took over a lot. Nathan did too. But we're like, this is what we're doing. Fucking go.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. So it's hard. It is hard for fixed pay. I can see how that was hard. But it was fun. I had a good
We needed
time.
some
Those are
mutables.
memories.
Those are definitely memories. We needed some mutable people to help us, to tell us where to go and what to do.
Yeah. Yep. Does Nathan have a lot of mutable energy? We're done after this.
I'm pretty his Virgo rising. So yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He was a leader of it all. Okay. All right. Oh, that was really chilly. I have to eat all the time. This is just who I am. Okay. Let's go to today, guys. Happy September 11th. Is that what we say?
Oh, wow. That didn't even hit me until just this very second.
Oh.
Yeah, no, not happy September. It's like a oh man. Okay, well, yeah, I guess we could that's kind of funny though that you said it that way, because I feel like Americans for so many years have been taking this day so seriously, like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to us. But I feel like we can't say that anymore. I feel like after COVID, it doesn't feel that way anymore. Do you agree? Like it doesn't feel like the worst thing that's ever happened now. You know, it feels like it feels more in the distance. It feels less raw.
Because Thanksgiving was not a fun day. We could go on and on about all the other holidays or what the fuck ever. And when is September 11th going to turn into its own little fucking? Maybe we'll have a mascot, even an airplane.
Yeah, wow. Because it's not really technically a holiday, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
I know. Why are people at work right now? Like I had that thought. I'm like,
Yeah, I think that's because it's not like a nationally recognized holiday. It's just like a day of
why
remembrance.
not?
Yeah, because they have nationally recognized holidays for other tragic time. I mean, shit, even 4th of July, how many people died on 4th of July? You know, like, but I guess because we had something to celebrate, we had our independence to celebrate. What do we have to celebrate from 9/11? Nothing. It's all just sad.
So is Thanksgiving. So is a lot of things. Columbus. What happened with Columbus Day? What was that?
Oh,
Where he
yeah.
took over land?
Yeah, because Christopher Columbus is a fucker and Thanksgiving was a fucking scam.
Okay. Wow. We're getting off. We
All
gotta
right.
stop this.
Yep.
All right. Happy September 11th. What is going on today?
Okay, so today we have the moon in Leo, and it is making a conjunction to Venus that is now no longer retrograde. So Venus is direct, moving forward.
Did that start happening yesterday?
No, this is today. I think the moon did go into Leo like at some point yesterday, though. Yes.
Okay.
So the Venus and the moon is the 13-degree mark when they make their conjunction. In traditional astrology, this would be like us feeling that expression that we've been talking about in all of our previous podcasts. You know, the Venus and Leo is like the value of expression, the value of authenticity, the value of creativity, even you could say. So we could be really feeling that today, but in the human design side of things, this is gate 7 or gene key 7. And the shadow of this particular gene key is division, and the gift of this gene key is guidance, and then the city is virtue. But also, like in gate 7, like I guess some of the keywords we could use to describe it is like provides direction for leadership and the support that needs to be recognized. So it's a projected gate. So just like you being a projector, it's like one of those things where you can't like force leadership. Like you can't be like, I'm the leader. It's more like everyone around you is like, you're the leader. So you're gathering an army, which is also why in traditional human design, this is the gate of the army. Remember when I brought that up yesterday during everything that was, so everything that we were going through yesterday, and you said something like, it's like you have an army. And I was like, whoa, because we're going to be talking about that on the podcast that we're going into that, like Venus is in that gate right now, like literally called the army.
And the Leo energy and everything is, it went into Leo at 11 something a.m.
Okay. Yep. But yesterday Venus was still in this gate, you know? So like that does actually make sense now that I think about it. So the optimal expression of this gate is to embrace the idea that power comes from supporting, influencing, and collaborating with leadership. To recognize that you don't have to be the figurehead to influence the direction that leadership assumes. The chief of staff is often more powerful than the president. The energy to unify people around an idea that influences the direction of leadership. So it's more like a democracy, you know, not so much a top of the hierarchy. It's more like this is a group effort. This is a democracy. We're all leading each other into the future.
Okay.
And I think that's why the shadow is division, because I want to just say this, I guess, let's focus on the shadow a little bit, because we're also heading into the dark moon phase. So we are in that last little crunch time of releasing up until we get to Thursday for the new moon. So division as something that we're releasing today. I guess let's read the unbalanced expression. To struggle and fight to be seen and recognized as the leader at a cost to your energy and the fulfillment of your purpose.
One more time. I was taking it in, but I need it one more time.
To struggle and fight to be seen and recognized as the leader at a cost to your energy and the fulfillment of your purpose.
Okay. So that is the collective energy right now. That is so fucking powerful.
And that is the shadow of division, right? Because it's like, I'm right, you're wrong.
Oh,
That's why I'm the leader, because I'm right. That's why I'm leading this. You know, it's like saying you're all wrong, I'm right, so everybody follow me. And
yucky.
we're releasing this right now to go, leading is a democracy. Leading is collaborative. The army comes together for the unified thing that is worth fighting for. Like what we did yesterday, that was the unified thing that was worth fighting for. And that was kind of a beautiful moment for me. I have this gate in my incarnation cross. It's like my evolution. So a lot of the times in the past, when it comes to this whole gene key and this like shadow and everything, it would be like me cowering. Like if somebody said, hey Erika, will you lead this, and I'll go, no, not me, you know what I mean? Yesterday you guys kind of all showed me I didn't even have to do that. Like for the first time ever, I didn't have to do that. You all said, Erika, this is important, and you unified to me, you know, and I just like accepted that. Like that's
I think you need to kind of tell what people what a little bit happened. Like just should I just it?
I don't care either way.
You do it.
Okay. So like if you guys don't follow me on my personal Facebook profile, I made a really long post kind of describing my situation of what I've been going through for quite a while now. Like it was back in 2020 that I left a very abusive relationship. And so since then, I have been sharing custody of my daughter with this guy, and it's been really, really hard. And so I'm finally to a point now where I'm opening up and talking about it and sharing my experience, because the reason why is because if I don't do it, then there's a lot that gets left unsaid, and there's a lot going on that people don't know about. And if people are able to kind of see inside these situations and see what's really going on, then maybe the system can change. Maybe things can change. Maybe the court can change, you know? Maybe society can change if we can understand these things better. So fast forward, there was like, the reason why I guess I made this post is there was a confrontation between him and I on Friday, and come to Sunday, my current partner, Claire, my current partner's like friend and father, like everybody came to me to confront this guy on my behalf. Is that gisty enough?
Yeah, I hope it is, because I couldn't hear any of it. I don't know what happened. They shut down. Then I plugged them in. They said they had power, and now I can hear you. But I heard some of it, and yes.
Okay. And I guess basically just to summarize the whole thing up, it's like one of those things where I had to fight this situation all by myself for so long, for so many years. And you guys can tell if you've read even my posts on my business page, like I have been exhausted. I have been burnt out. Like, and I think that it's this realization of all these things, all these battles I've been fighting all by myself. So Sunday was very, very healing for me, because I didn't have to do it all by myself. For like, it just, yeah, I guess there's no other way to really put that.
Yeah.
Without making myself.
They thought that I was the mom, because I was the one like stepping up and whatever. Like I had to tell Erika, like, okay, now it's your turn. And it was, everything was safe. It was fine. Yeah. Yeah. It was beautiful. So why did we start talking about that? Oh, because the gate, then it got shined for you, and that is what really happened. So this is, excuse me, big shit, people. This is going to, like, that's not going to happen, but like,
well, it's giving you kind of like a practical real life example of what we mean.
Yeah, it's the analogies that we always talk about. Yeah. Yep. And yeah, and it's fucking beautiful. So embrace it, go with the flow, let people that have good muted energy take the lead if needed, because it hasn't been working before.
And release the division, you know, release this idea that you're right and everyone's wrong, or that you can't be the leader, or that you are the leader. Like, you know, I think that's why I love, just to kind of go back to when it said projected, like people need to invite you into leadership. And if not, you're sowing more division, right? If you're saying, I'm the leader, I'm right, then you're saying you're dividing yourself from everyone else. As to where if everyone comes together and goes, hey, you're the leader. Kind of, that's why I guess I thought of democracy, you know, because like in a in a healthy democracy, which I so badly wish we could get back to, we would all have equal say and vote, you know, on who the leader is. We would be inviting them into leadership. And if you are if you do desire to be a leader, or your purpose is to be a leader, then it's about you cultivating the unified principles, ideals, values, whatever it is that people will come and recognize and support you on. Right?
Ooh.
If you don't have anything worth following, then you can't be a leader.
Ooh, okay. Them's powerful words. Okay. So is there anything else for September 11th?
Nope, we will leave it at that. I'm gonna check.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, so
it's okay.
It is
whatever.
what it is.
We'll
Okay.
figuring it out. I do want to just take a moment and take a teeny bit of space. I don't know how old these dots are that I just was trying to eat or whatever. And this is so fucking weird. And I just got, okay. My tooth just fell out.
That is not good.
So hang on. The day of that we left to go on our honeymoon. Yeah, our honeymoon, this tooth fell out. And this is the rest of it. I haven't had dental insurance until like right now. And how weird. That feels like a weird little closing of chapters. And why are my teeth falling out before I go on vacation? Nothing is like, it's fine.
It doesn't hurt or anything?
No. So life. All right. So September 12th.
I guess I hope you guys are having as much fun with this as me. Okay, so Tuesday, September 12th. The moon is still in Leo. At this point, it's going to start to make a square to Uranus and Taurus.
And Uranus and Taurus is retrograde.
Yes. I want to say yes.
I have it up. Yep.
You know, guys, too, I just want to point out that, like, I see all those posts where everybody's like, oh, there's so many planets in retrograde. Fear, panic. This literally happens every year.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to say that. Like, you know, half, like, these bigger planets like Uranus, Pluto, like, they go retrograde, like, every year for, like, half the year. So, like, just to kind of point that out, I guess I wanted to say that because that's why I have a hard time remembering or keeping track of retrogrades. Like, yeah. Okay.
And hang on. And I want to say with that I like that you don't keep track of it, but I keep track of it so I can like understand.
Yeah, I know. And I think
you're just feeling.
Yes, exactly. And it's like kind of like the main thing, I guess, to kind of say with retrogrades is it's like, does it feel more outward or does it feel more inward? That's how I always think of it. So it's like so for instance, moon in Leo with Venus now direct wants to feel more expressive, wants to open up and sing its song, you know, sing its heart out, whatever. And then it makes this square to Uranus. So there's some tension, some friction. Uranus is this internal chaos, unpredictableness, and this inner need to innovate. So it's almost like giving me, it sounded so Gen Z. It's giving me like the vibes of like, when you want to say something and you kind of like, the innovation part is kind of like, well, this like let's go back to the drawing boards of all the times you tried to say this or express this or whatever it is. Like, how can you do it differently this time? How can you say it differently? How can you be more innovative with your expression? Maybe that's kind of where I'm going with it. But it can also be this inner turmoil and chaos of like,
it's just change.
For sure.
Expect change.
And maybe also realizing that the way that you are on the inside is changed. So your expression is going to change. And maybe that's going to be kind of weird and awkward and different to people, you know, like trying out a new outfit or a new hairstyle.
And you'll get to have fun with it. I wore my fun glasses today. And I wore my on Wednesdays we wore pink shirt, and Cho was like, it's not Wednesday, and I was like, I know, but that was Witchy Wednesday and nobody commented on it, so now I'm going to make it a thing.
Now you're wearing it on.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, okay. Then as the moon continues to move through Leo, it's going to make a trine and sextile to the nodes. So I love that because this is like that fire on fire energy between Leo and Aries. And then it's also like fire on Libra of that, like, you know, like the just do it attitude, right? Like stop, like maybe this inner turmoil comes to you, like you're considering all these things, stop, just do it. Just do the thing, you know?
Oh man, that fucking meditation we did was perfect for this.
Oh yeah, because, and we said that even when we were talking about this Mercury retrograde a few weeks ago about how we were going to be clearing out this inner clutter. Well, if you have a lot of inner clutter, then you probably also have a lot of inner turmoil, chaos, and unpredictability, which is that Uranus energy, you know?
Mm-hmm. Bad tooths just falling out because of fucking candy.
Yeah.
It's time to get it out.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know, you might just puke up your whole childhood. Like, who knows? Okay. So also because Leo rules the sun, I thought to point that out too. The sun is moved into gate 47. And this is the same gate where we will have the new moon later on this week. But I wanted to point it out here to kind of get you into that dark moon energy of like, how can we clear this clutter? How can we clear this baggage? How can we like really try to have a fresh start? So gate 47, the shadow is oppression. So let's really kind of focus on that again, because again, we're trying to release here. So some of the keywords also that go along with this is like I said, oppression, realization, the need to regulate the mind, epiphanies, trust opens the mind, the pressure to figure out the hows, and expansion or contraction depending on attitude.
Oh, look at their face. That's like the Simpsons. I'm in danger.
Well, like, yeah, and like I'm in danger as an attitude. Does that feel expanding or contracting? I think there's contraction and oppression. We could use those together. Like we are releasing this, like, oh, and I just love that for everything that I'm going through with this. It's like,
me too.
Yeah, you too. It's like breaking.
It's a time to literally like dump everything that you fucking need to and really like come out being different. The change is happening, accepting the change, accepting what's falling away, really grieving. If all of it feels gross, but it's gotta happen. Yay.
Oh my God. Okay. So thank you, Spirit. I just saw this whole thing where it's like your oppression, you are creating your own mental prison. You are captivating yourself into this mental prison. And then to see the other side of that, a lot of the time when I thought of, okay, attitude, comes usually from emotion, and emotion can also be connected with your thoughts. If you're thinking like
Yeah.
these shitty thoughts, blah, 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 we all know that. But then I also kind of thought about like where I was like, okay, so then I just want to say like, so think happy thoughts, and that's more expanding. And then I constantly check myself with that because I'm like, is that being toxically positive? And then all of a sudden spirit just like said to me, no, what is wrong is like when you feel a bad emotion or you have a bad attitude, the way to have a better attitude, to transmute that into a better attitude, isn't to just repress it, move on. It is to have compassion for that moment, to have self-compassion. Like, hey, you're in, like, to say to yourself, like, hey, Erika, you have a really bad attitude about this. Are you like, are you okay? What do you need? What do you need right now? Like, it's
I was
okay.
like, what? The first part of yes. So I love that. And maybe even just take it into like inner child, like treat yourself like a like little you or whatever. We are all, and I don't fucking care who you are, we are all adult meat sacks walking around, and we're little fucking kids in our head.
It is, oh man, the way that you said that, there's this book I read. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was like, I know I told you about it, so maybe you'll remember. It's like that whole thing about how you have your little kid self, your parent self, and your adult self. And so like your kid self is always you reverting back to like you as a little kid. And then your parent self is you always reverting to how your parents treated you as a little kid. But then your adult self is like you here in the present moment. And so like what you just said, maybe that mental prison is like you treating your child self as your parents did. That's your mental prison.
Ding, 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 ding.
You can't get out of that prison until you start having compassion for yourself, like you so desperately needed from your parents and never got.
God. Oh my God. Okay. So speaking of that, story time. I went to the Hello Kitty Cafe. I brought it up on the last podcast. It was amazing. And I got there an hour early and I got everything that I wanted. And I am bringing an extra suitcase on my trip so I can get crystals and I can get plushies, squishmallows, whatever.
So you're bringing a whole suitcase for little Claire.
Yep.
Love that.
My mom said when she found out that we were at the Hello Kitty Cafe, she was like, it was along the lines like, oh, I bet the girls would have liked that, like Danny's kids, my sister's kids. And something along those lines. And she's like, you better get them 2 water bottles. And I was like, I had a moment and I was like, I need to. No. This was me for little Claire doing this, spending time on myself for me. It was like Cho coming, supporting me, taking little me to stand in line in the fucking sun. And yep. And that's what Nathan did for you yesterday.
I was just gonna like literally that's what I was like, it's our army. It's the army we have in our present moment. We don't have to resort to these other dimensions or places that we've outgrown.
Yeah. Embrace it. And this what Leo energy is. It's all about play. It's all about inner child. It's all about all of this.
Yeah. Expression is a big one too. Like, I know that a lot of people have been struggling with just that alone, like even like in that post that I made, I realized like how damn scary it was for me to just hit post. And then how even in the comments section, I could see that like other people's just sheer anxiety of also sharing and opening up. Like, why are we like this to ourselves? Why can't
But
we just
everyone right now, and we're seeing it, and it's beautiful, shaky voice or not, they are fucking standing up. They are doing it. They are changing. They are, yeah. So
and this is that
embrace it.
divine. This is that divine feminine coming online too, right? Because like that action, that do, that success, like that's all great and fine, but we're learning like as women, we might not be able to, you know, most of us might not be able to charge in with our brawn and our muscles and beat the shit out of anyone who's, you know, who needs their why am I not
But
like
I am getting mace, and I am getting maybe a little taser thing and a eye poker thing and whatever, and I am confident in and will do research if needed on how to use these things, because that is how I can protect myself.
But I was also just going to say it's also we have our voice. We have our voice. We have our voice to speak out. We have our voice to express and attract an army. When we stand up and we speak out and we stand together, like even like my boyfriend will always say that, like women support women, you know, like at the end of the day, we are there for each other, and we open up and we talk and we share our feelings and we work things out and we plan together and we plot together. Like that's our power. That's our muscle.
I said to Cho yesterday, I was like, do you see how we had to develop this army just for this one fucking douchebag to hear her? I'm like, this is
our voices alone are not near as powerful, but all
right.
of the voices together.
Yeah. I'm like, being a woman is not the same as being a man. And I demand respect. Like, it's time. It's time. We have to be known that the feminine is a fucking part of us. What is your face?
Like as soon as we demand that, that's what I'm seeing. As soon as we demand that respect for ourselves, everyone else comes and says, I want to demand that for myself too. And I want to demand that for you. And I say, I want to demand that for you. And that's the power.
That's the power. That feels good, guys. I hope that was a lot for you and you all understood it. What's next?
Okay. So let's move on to Wednesday, September 13th. So now the moon has moved into Virgo. As soon as it moves into Virgo, it's going to oppose Saturn. That's going to give us a feeling of like, I guess, again, I think like breaking free of restrictions, breaking free of the past, the karma. I saw something somewhere where somebody did a really cool job of like relating how the North Node is kind of like Jupiter, because it's like the karmic expansion of the future, as to where the South Node is kind of like Saturn, because it's the karmic baggage like of the past. So like, I guess I'm kind of thinking about it that way right now too, that it's like you could be feeling that karmic baggage of the past, and like again we're dark moon phasing, you know, so like we could really just lay it down energetically and look ahead, look to where we're going. Like that's, I guess maybe that's also why compassion is coming up so strongly for me right now, because it's like as long as you keep beating yourself up for all the mistakes you've made, you're still carrying that shit around with you. You are keeping yourself locked in the prison of paying for a karma that you've done long paid for. Why what you're saying I need to pay more and more and more and more.
Oh, my mind is blown, but it's way too much to talk about. I can feel it.
I'm like, I feel like I'm getting like kind of like just angry, passionate about it, because I'm seeing right now how it's like your parents always made you feel bad. You had shitty friends that made you feel bad. You had shitty relationships that made you feel bad. And now you are stuck in this pattern of just making yourself feel bad all the time. Like, God damn, I know that was like huge for me for so many years.
Are you saying that's to me personally?
to everybody, but yeah,
Okay.
to you personally too,
What?
because you do, we all, like me and you do that a lot. We're always very self-aware, and we're always like, I feel like we even
Okay, the
us, we
pressure. That's the
criticize,
pressure.
yeah,
Yeah.
we criticize ourselves before we even criticize the other.
Yep. Yeah, I've been calling myself stupid lately, and I never do that. Huh. And that totally is something that my parents did.
Mm.
Yuck.
And that might be, I guess that might be a big thing this week. Now that I'm thinking about it, is a lot of that kind of
The
stuff where you're
particular words.
yeah, like I said, when
Virgo.
you're reverting to that dimension of parent, how your parents used to treat you when you were a kid, and that's the voice you're hearing in your head. You're stupid. Shut up. Don't talk. You're annoying. Don't ask for help. That's annoying.
Mm.
We're letting it go. We're letting it go.
Yep.
We're releasing this shit to the universe.
It came out with my tooth.
Okay. So then as the moon continues to move through Virgo, it's going to then conjunct Mercury retrograde. And that is in gate 40, which is where the full moon took place, the last full moon we had, which goes back to that kind of exhaustion
Oh,
and that
good.
need for alone time to
Perfect.
rejuvenate yourself from the exhaustion. So I just wanted to say what the keywords with this is like loneliness, but it's not personal. You can feel it in your stomach. Like that's what I noticed. Like every
Oh,
time that I'm exhausted, my
weird.
stomach just starts to hate me, you know?
Huh.
So that could be a good clue for you, you know, like if you're stretching yourself beyond your means and you need like kind of what Claire's doing, like take off and get some alone time and take a break, you know? And again, be compassionate, stop telling yourself that you don't deserve a break, you know? But then also it's the defined sacral with open will center, will forget to eat. Whoa. Whoa, I actually never read that until just now. I have
Do
this
I like
as my
have
gate.
this?
I have it as one of my gates, but no, actually you don't.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird. The drive to connect with others, the need for rest and restoration in order to create and maintain healthy relationships, and it's an introverted gate.
Okay. I'm
You know
down.
what this also makes me think of too? It's like when, like, I think that for me personally, and I have this gate, so maybe that's why it's like, I think that when I'm around other people, well, I guess that could also be because I'm a reflector, but like when I'm around other people, I get really lost in the wave. Like I almost like forget I'm a person. Like I know that sounds really weird to say, but
No.
I just kind of, it's like an out of body experience almost where I'm just like literally surfing the vibes of all the people around me. So like I really need to remind, like I need to be aware of that and remind myself that like that's why alone time is so vital for me to be like, how do I actually feel? What do I actually feel? How can I let go of these things that other people have given to me? How, oh shit, I forgot to eat because I was surfing that wave, you know, I need that alone time to come back and be like, you're hungry. Because like my body just disappears. So yeah, I think that again, back to this releasing phase, we're going to also be releasing exhaustion on Wednesday. Let's just say that we're releasing exhaustion so we can cultivate more resolve, more doing things that don't exhaust us. Maybe that's a big part of it too.
Or maybe if you've been exhausted for the past fucking whatever, you're not going to be right now. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm already planning to just sleep.
Well,
I need this. Anytime I go on vacation, and Cho too, because we're the same, rising, like we sleep. And I try to tell him, I'm like, you need to take off these days. I know you're going to be tired. And yeah, we just,
I remember when I was reading something about this too, it was like the art of doing absolutely nothing.
yeah.
You know, so that's hard for a lot of people. So you might be feeling that on Wednesday too, you know? Like you're like, oh, okay, I need to take a break. I need to rest. And so you sit down on the chair and you just start going, and you start like thinking like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And you start giving yourself some guilt trips and like, like, is that really doing nothing? Or are you actually sitting there still, being in,
that makes sense why I have to do it on vacation. There's too much here
to distract you. Yeah. Which is the same deal for me. And I don't know my solution yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
You can do it here. I feed you, take care of you. You can let go.
Yeah, I guess I need to actually do that though, because you've noticed that even when I tried to come to yours, I'm still.
Yeah, that was a weird day.
It was.
Okay, anyways.
Okay, so that's it for Wednesday. Thursday, September 14th. So this is the day of the new moon. But first, the moon is going to trine Jupiter. So moon is in Virgo, Jupiter is in Taurus. This is an earth trine. This is, I want to say, like grounding manifestations into reality with that new moon energy, right? And then also with the gates of this, we have 64, 2, and 47 at play. 64 is like imagination. It is another gate I have. This makes sense why everything is so crazy for me right now, because I'm getting hit bad with this, like with these transits. This is another gate I have. So like the shadow of it is confusion. Feeling like everything's confusing, feeling like you're confusing, blah, 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 blah. So you're like basically mentally trying to figure out how to make it not confusing. And sometimes I remember in reading about this one, it's like sometimes you can imitate others. Because you're like, this is so confusing to me. What is this person doing? I'll just do what they're doing, and then maybe it'll make sense. And that's something I did for a lot of years of my life. And
does Cho have this? I'm sorry. This is what we get when you get live, guys. Sometimes we don't do this, or we can edit it out.
Let's see. No, but he has the other side of the channel. So he has that 47 where the new moon is going to be.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't have that channel. So maybe sometimes me and Cho can talk and I can tell him my imagination.
Yeah, have fun.
Make it less confusing for me.
Okay.
Okay, so, and that's his Saturn, by the way, his design Saturn. Okay, so, so this is the shadow of confusion being transformed into imagination, because this is the right side of your brain. It's the connection with the pineal gland, right? So it doesn't make any logical sense. It is you basically saying, you're taking this confusing thing and you're going, hey, that doesn't need to make logical sense. This can just be imaginative. And then with these other gates here, the 47 is bringing that down into the logic center. So maybe you don't find the logic, but you do find a way to explain it. You find a way to express that creativity by like actually making it make something that could make sense to other people, but you're not trying to force that to happen. Your weight, because I've noticed that with myself. Like, remember when I talked to you on Saturday, I was taking a shower and this whole imaginative thing played out in my head. And I couldn't get myself out of that imagination until I wrote it down. And as I wrote it down, I tried to make logical sense out of it, but it wasn't quite there yet. So I had to let it go and have trust that when the time is right, I will be able to go back to this imaginative thought and do something with it. But like spirit, God is going to tell me when. I'm not going to try to, because again, that's exhaustion. If I try to will my way into it, I'm going to be depleted because it's not meant to happen yet.
Is that something that you normally don't do?
This is the stuff I've been working on for the last year,
Okay, but that is something that you normally don't do. You normally exhaust your fucking self and
Yep.
Oh, thank God. Yay. And then good job. Good job. Gold star.
Thank you. When we go into where Jupiter is in this whole triangle, triad of energy, it's in gate 2. Also my incarnation gate. So like this is putting yourself like,
see, remember guys, this is why human design is a big fucking deal.
It's
And
next
I
level.
know that we're just talking about ours and whatever, but that's like, this will explain a lot. That's why I can't go back to doing shit the way that I used to. Shit is different.
So what she just said is about about to be what I'm about to talk about, that I've
Okay.
learned through this gate too. So that this is receiving, this is feminine energy, and this is the gate called like reorientation. So think about what Claire just said and how I did that to myself. I'm going to tell a little story. I'm going to try to make it quick. I loved astrology. Like, here's my timeline. I loved astrology. I loved astrology. I loved astrology. We get to about COVID time, and I start to hate astrology because I am seeing people, because I took astrology so fucking seriously. And I was like, man, this is so deep. And there's all this stuff, like, there's all this stuff to astrology. There really is. Like, it's a very deep thing. But I see out there in the world that everyone is making it a joke. You know, everyone is making it shallow, right? And they only wanted the shallow stuff, like, you know, like the whole like, oh, and like I should break up with him because he's a Leo and I'm an Aquarius and we don't want, like, that kind of stuff. And they're not looking how deep it is. So
they're not looking at themselves.
There you go. So I reoriented myself, and then things started to happen. I was introduced to human design. When I was introduced to human design, I said, aha, there we go. This is that depth that I was talking about, because it was when I realized that astrology is a very mental game. It is mental archetypes playing out, you know? So again, it's all in your head. What human design does is bring that all down into the body and go, I don't care what kind of archetypes are playing out there in the world. You have your own energy to rely on. You know, here's how you navigate it. Astrology doesn't tell you that. Like, it can say, oh, maybe this will happen or maybe that will happen, but it doesn't tell you how to deal with it when it happens.
Yeah. Good job. That was a good way to say it.
You reorient yourself, because then that's when the things start happening that connect the pieces and make these things that were confusing more.
It's science.
There you go. Yeah. It turns the imaginative into practical science.
Yeah.
Okay. So, man, guys, this new moon is going to be a big one. So it happens in gate 47, which is the gate we were talking about, with the gate of mindset, the gate of oppression, realizing that pressure to figure out the house. So this is like taking that 64 imaginative gate and bringing that down into your headspace, into your brain. You might experience a lot of epiphanies on Thursday. And maybe if you're not, maybe that's what you're trying to cultivate and manifest. Maybe you are building your connection with spirit to give you more epiphanies. Like, have you ever noticed that, Claire? Because I feel like before my spiritual awakening, I wanted to be more imaginative, like I desired to be. But since then, it's like I have this connection with spirit where they're sending me epiphanies. Like, like I said, I'll be in the shower and they're just sending me epiphanies.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
What?
That's what this goes to. Like, you were wanting it.
Holy shit, yeah. No, this goes back to the oneness of like, I am not separate from God. The more that I grow
it's
closer,
selfish to ask, hey, Sky Daddy, can you please give me this? You know, come on, it's not that. It's you figuring your fucking shit out, and then that's when everything starts rolling into goodness.
You're absolutely right. It's when you start, I know that people hate to hear it, but it's when you start seeing yourself as God and trusting yourself.
I totally love that you just said that, but people are going to have a hard time with that. And I think that I want to just say the word love. When you start to love yourself.
God is love. Love is God.
True.
Yeah.
I list that in all my stuff. People ask me what my religion is. I write down love.
And like, honestly, I could tell you guys my big imaginative, view on God, but really, why do I need to do that when I could say what Claire just said? Because that at the end of the day, I could take you through these mental gymnastics and blow your mind and all that stuff. But when it's all said and done, it still just all boils down to love.
Yep.
Okay. So this new moon is also going to trine Uranus in Taurus, back to this chaotic energy. Anything could happen. And I think that I want to say that when it comes to the new moon, and like when you go to write down the things that you want to manifest, tell yourself in your head multiple times, anything is possible, anything could happen, anything is possible, anything could happen before you start writing things down. Because I know if you're like me, you're going to be like, oh, I have to be realistic about this. And maybe you should at other new moons, but this new moon, anything is possible.
Fucking Virgo, weird.
And that imaginative gate I was talking about, the ability to conceptualize those imaginative thoughts and have epiphanies, the ability to reorient yourself towards Jupiter and manifesting. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, wow. Possible. All right, time to really write it down. Write down what you want to be manifesting. Or if that's not how you do it, we've talked about that a lot. Like, do your shit. Yeah.
Yep. And then the other major aspect happening is Venus square Jupiter. So and again, that's gate 7, gate 2. So leadership orientation, like, let's just put it that way. Oh my God, yes. Let's say that you have a lot of really great leadership qualities. You have a lot of things that you value, that you stand for. Like, I know that I'm kind of going off in this podcast, but whatever, these are my gates. So like, let's say that you have these qualities about yourself. No one's going to recognize that and come to be your army if you're in all the bad places, if you're in all the wrong environments. Erika 5 years ago, like, no one was coming to be her army or to recognize her as a leader, like, ever, because I was around all the wrong people. Again, back to love. I had to love and respect myself and cultivate that inner confidence to reorient myself into groups, surroundings, environments that do love and support me and see my leadership qualities and come to my support. Know your worth. So that's the new moon.
So, excuse me, this new moon, is it also like a super moon, anything like that? Are we in eclipse season? I don't remember any of this.
I don't know what kind of moon it is, but I know that it is not a super moon or an eclipse moon.
Okay. So with just normal new moon stuff, guys, this is literally like, write the stuff down, do what you want to do to manifest. God box, whatever. Like, yeah, what?
Quick shout out, I have a new moon workshop on that day too.
Oh yeah.
Wild Root Yoga in Lincoln. So if you are
need help with that,
yeah,
go there.
Intrigued and you want to hear me open up even more about what all of this means, then that's an option. Before we move on from Thursday, I guess last thing, could I just read the affirmation for this gate?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my mindset is the source of my inspired actions and attitude. I know that when I receive an idea and inspiration, it is my job to nurture the idea by using the power of my imagination to increase the potential and emotional frequency of the idea. I consistently keep my inner and outer environment aligned with the energy of possibility and potential. I know that it is my job to create by virtue of my alignment. And I relax knowing that it is the job of the universe to fulfill my inspirations. Wow. Should have just read that instead of going off.
Who you hang out with.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And that goes back to what we talked about too, with that oppression, constricting versus the expansion. You can feel that within your community, like I I'll never call up Claire and go, whoa, look at all these cool ideas. And then she never says, Erika, come on, that's stupid. Never does she do that. She's always making me feel expansive, and she makes me feel inspired that anything is possible. She makes me feel like I am worthy, that I can do these things. And I love you.
Well, I love you too. Why would you hang out with someone or give your time or energy to someone that does not do that? Mm-hmm. And that's going back to like things like us, where it's like, okay, because they're family. Yeah, well, family sucks a lot of the time, and it's sad.
But we're grown now. We can do something with this, you know. Mm-hmm.
We can have our own, and we pick our friends, and we pick our people that we hang out with. We pick our jobs, because that is a part of this. Mm-hmm. If you have bad energy, I don't know. I don't know why people don't have this in their head. If you work with people, I've said this recently, if you work with someone that is creating a bad environment, it's okay to quit. You're not failing, you're not losing, they're not winning. You're doing what you need to do for yourself to get into better environments.
If you feel like you're stuck in surviving, that you're always just struggling to survive, why not take the risk, you know? Why not take the risk and chance thriving?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Friday, September 15th. So now the moon is going to trine Pluto right before it moves out of Virgo, and then it will move into Libra. So again, I think that this is beautiful. What I'm seeing here is like we're releasing a lot of this stuff we talked about. We get to the new moon on Thursday and we really set intention on that day. And by the end of that whole cycle, by Friday morning, we are transformed, right? Trine Pluto. And this is like material transformation. This is physical reality transformation.
Okay.
This is societal government versus our own life transformation. And then the moon moves into Libra and we
breathe.
Yeah, we breathe.
You said breathe?
Yeah, you didn't say that?
I said grieve.
Oh, yeah, I actually like that better. We do, because we are releasing Libra. We're grieving. We're grieving relationships. We're grieving old jobs. We're grieving our old selves. We're grieving our old judgments on things.
This is how you know I'm a Taurus rising. I have snacks everywhere.
I need to be better about that.
Okay, so we're going to be grieving on Friday.
Yes.
Releasing. What else is going on?
Okay, so this is also the day that Mercury stations direct. Just to go back, on Thursday, the new moon, by the way, guys, happens at 8:38 Central Time, 8:38 p.m. Central Time. Friday, Mercury stations direct at 3:21 p.m. Central Time. In that gate 40, right? That restoration, that exhaustion. So we are, maybe we've been internalizing this, and like that's how it's been for me anyway. So for me, I've been internalizing this thing. Like, it's not so much about what everyone else is doing that's exhausting me. It's what I'm doing that's exhausting myself. Like Claire said, am I getting stuck in my imagination? Am I not giving myself the love and validation that I am so desperately seeking from other people? Am I not actually resting and taking a break because I'm beating myself up inside the whole time? So you've been doing that. Now Mercury stations direct, and then you might see these things on the outside of you too, right? So like maybe for me, I end up seeing like, I don't know what it will be,
Time
but
for a massage. Go get this, blah, 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 or like whatever, like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So my brain, what I said, right, when it goes direct, I saw Beetlejuice. It's showtime.
Yeah.
It's time to walk your walk, bitches. It's time to talk the talk. It's time to do. You're still going to get messages on the outside. Fucking do it. Listen.
And also this is Mercury in Virgo. That's alignment. So maybe it's like when you've been internalizing this, you've been realizing what boundaries you need to set. So maybe at this point, you set your intentions. It's a new cycle. It's a new moon. It's a new you, baby. And you've got boundaries to express.
And you actually do it after the 15th.
Yep. And you know what's funny is like as I was like marking my pages in here for the gates, I like used my astrology cards to do this. And I've just kind of noticed over here that there's a Virgo card, there's a relationship, opposition, like confronting relationships. Wow. Also Vesta, which is like how rejuvenating your home feels. Like, do you like that's a big one actually that I think a lot of people need to hear. Do you have a stressful work life and then you come home to a stressful home? Like you gotta have that peace and quiet and restoration somewhere. You have to. So maybe you need to figure out where that is or how you're going to get to that point.
Patricia. My shed. Excuse me. Okay, so that's what day?
We're on Friday.
Okay. Next.
Saturday, September 16th. So, okay, moon in Libra. It's going to conjunct Mars in Libra. Keep in mind too that Libra rules Venus. Venus is in Leo. This Leo Libra energy is very like what's fair and what I want. Like what I'm going to do and what's fair is how I'm kind of seeing it. And sometimes you might like be like, well, it's what I want to do or it's what I'm going to do regardless of what's fair because the Mars is debilitated there, the South Node's there. But I want to challenge you guys to not completely leave behind the fairness, but to try to bring these two things into balance. Don't one or the other, both and again, so like, I don't know.
Take some time to think.
Yeah, there you go.
There's another fucking song. Stop. Hang on, I gotta look it up. Stop. Take some time to think.
I'm also seeing it too, like, Leo wants validation and wants to be seen and recognized. It wants to be the star of the show, right? So like, if you're always coming to a place of fairness based on, like, let's say you're regarding all these other people's perspectives. If any of those people are people who never see you, validate you, show you love, give you validation, then fuck their opinion. That's not fairness, right? So like when you're thinking fairness, you should only be counting the people who love and respect you and validate you and see you.
Feel good. So this is what it says. Stop, take some time to think, figure out what's important to you. You got to make a serious decision.
Yeah,
yep.
I like that. You've got to make a serious decision. Think about yourself and the people that are really important to you and no one else. There we go. That simplifies it.
Against me, The song is called Stop. I would recommend everybody, like, the lyrics are even more, but okay.
Hitting.
Mm-hmm.
This conjunction, remember Venus is in gate 7 about that calling in the army and the leadership. This Moon Mars conjunction is in gate 48. Some keywords that go along with this is depth of knowledge, fear of inadequacy, sometimes needs to push through fear to get to confident proficiency, needs a foundation of information to feel safe. So like you said, think. What's all the information? What is my foundation? What is going to make me feel confident to go forward and make this decision? That fear of inadequacy really connects to that Venus in Leo. Who is making you feel inadequate? Their opinion shouldn't fucking matter to you. Like I said, you, the people who are the most important to you that really cultivate that respect towards you, those are the only people that should matter in this thinking phase. You shouldn't be thinking about traditions, about the government, about social media, about your acquaintances, about, you know, the opinions of men. Like none of that should be factored into the equation of you making decisions.
Okay.
And also Juno's conjunct Venus, which I think goes along well with what I just said too. These are long-term relationships. Like these are like soul connections, you know, like, when you die and you like if you die and incarnate, like reincarnation is real, those core people are probably going to keep reincarnating with you. Everyone else is to forget completely about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you care about their opinion?
Yep.
Okay. Last day, Sunday, September 17th. Moon is still in Libra. Now it opposes Chiron. Healing. Healing. And we've talked about the Chiron gate in the past, but just to quickly kind of recap, it is the shadow of agitation and the gift of initiative. This one, like some of the keywords, I guess, that goes along with this is can have shocking life experiences that wake them up to the love of spirit, can be shocking and kind of enjoy it, can be perceived as competitive or is competitive. The place in the chart where the higher self can transcend the ego and it initiates others into action. Guys, the North Node is in Aries. Whoa. This is the gate that Chiron is in right now. Like this is the energy that we're going towards. We're going towards healing this part of ourselves, which is why so many things in Libra and in relationship have to be shed. Because if you're always trying to keep the peace and never rock the boat and never be shocking, then you're never going to wake people up to their higher selves, to spirit, to...
First needs to be reality, that this is the reality. Peace was never an option. What the fuck are you fighting for?
And thanks for saying that peace was never an option, because I think that that's exactly what the shadow of agitation is. This shit has felt agitating for so long, and you have never been able to get rid of that feeling of agitation. So go into the agitation and pull out the gift of initiation, right? Take the initiative.
Yep. It's time to fucking change.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn. All right. And then while this is happening, you know, Moon and Libra opposing this Chiron in gate 51. So then the Moon is conjuncting the South Node, which opposes the North Node. This is literally like we are shedding failure. The things that we held on to out of fear of failure, like that preserve, like I have to preserve this. I have to preserve this. And also like, I don't know, like this humbleness that goes along with that of like, I'm the only one that can do this. I don't know, like kind of like that's what it's making me think of. So we're shedding this and we're going into like this, like what we actually expect out of ourselves and out of others. We're detaching from this like inner inadequacy. And it's like also like celebration. Like, what do we have to celebrate? That's the shit that we need to go towards. You know, that's the shit that we need to take initiative on. That also helps us, like, if something happened to us and we can be like, let's say even this, like all of these people coming forward to support me right now. I can look at that and say, okay, I had that. I'm so grateful for that. I'm going to celebrate that. And I can also expect more of that.
You deserve that.
And so do you.
Because it's reality.
Because the reality of our childhood isn't our reality anymore. So let's get out of that mental prison. Damn.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
And then Moon squares Pluto. And that's it.
And then we die.
Just more like, it's like if you didn't take that death rebirth opportunity after the new moon,
there it comes, whether
there
you
it comes
like it
again.
or not.
Yep. But that's more of a death rebirth of how you feel, your emotions, and maybe even what emotions your kid. That's been another big thing I've realized, and this will be the last thing I say, is like, wasn't it in our session with Kim where she talked about the like emotions, like you have your lower vibe emotions and then your higher vibe emotions? Yeah. I guess that's kind of been swirling in my head ever since. And I realized that, like, in my growth journey, like years ago, there was the only emotions I had ever felt, which is why I felt so like hopeless and suicidal, right? Because I saw what had already happened to me. And I, like, you know, people always say like, it gets better. But I literally couldn't think of any proof for that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, there's no proof for that it will ever get better. That's all bullshit. But I'm not shitting you guys. Like, if you are in that spot in your life, it does get better. You just don't know how because you've never felt it before. But I can safely say now, like me looking at my friends, looking at my boyfriend, looking at my kids, and my heart gets filled with so much gratitude that I literally just start bawling. That never happened to me before, but now it does. So see how we can grow into these higher vibe emotions, and maybe that's also the transformation taking place throughout this week.
Yeah. Okay, tarot. I am using the moon deck. Where is the book? Fuck. Okay. 4 of Wands. I don't know what's going on with this spread. It's different, so we're just gonna figure it out. 4 of Wands. I am the card of completion. All that you have worked for has come into fruition. This is a time of celebration and to rejoice in your successes. Gather your nearest and dearest and raise a toast to all that you have achieved.
Wow. There we go.
It was tacos for us. And then cocoon stage. This is in oh, I didn't take a picture. I forgot. Fuck. Did I take a picture in here?
Of the tarot?
Yes, thank fucking God. Okay. Sooner or later, our current husks will start to show cracks. It's a natural process we all go through. One of our newfound selves no longer fits in the shell of the former. A marvel metamorphosis will begin. In order to grow up, we left some part of ourselves behind. A daunting thing to experience, but it's an essential part of life all the same. Wowie, wowie. Whoa. Okay, then look at just how beautiful this is. Heart and home, compassion. Oh,
compassion.
Oh my God. I just over 27. Okay. This is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. The one before that was the Wild Child. These are ones I don't ever use. Okay. When you begin to feel like you do not belong anywhere, it's time to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home. You are being called back to the quiet place where your soul resides. Put everything on hold for a short while. You're being offered the experience of love in the purest form, unconditional and unbounded. This is not the love that you must work hard to earn or to barter for. Drop into your heart space and rest there for a breath or two. Replace the judgment of yourself and others with compassion. Really, it's that easy when Heart Home shows up. There is no need to forgive anyone for anything. None of it occurred in a spiritual truth. It is only your belief in that story that makes it so powerful. Allow your love to wash clean all of those impressions. Empty yourself of all judgment and preconceptions and allow spirit to fill you with the sweet nectar of peace. When Heart Home shows up, it is imperative that you heed its call, lest the universe orchestrates the way to bring you back to yourself that is of a harsher nature. Whoa. Whoa.
A harsher nature. I love that.
Okay, so 4 of Wands. This is a completion. Okay, so in order to complete this, we have to go through this little cocoon phase. We have to understand our cracks, shed this former self, go through this daunting, gross change.
And you can't do that without self-compassion. And you can't have compassion for others if you don't have compassion for yourself.
Yes. So this all has to happen because it is the ending of the stage. Now I have another row. I don't know what happened. It's only 2 cards. I don't know what's going on. So we're just going to figure it out. The next one is the Page of Swords. Page of what? Oh, I thought it was wands. It's swords. Swords are better. Okay. Come on. Oh my God. I'm so annoyed with myself right now. Just do.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay. Got it. I am the page of communication. Join me in learning new ways of communicating our messages to the world around us. I will enhance your natural curiosity and inquisitiveness. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Okay. And then for some reason, I brought this in from inside. Sacred Cycles. Return to source. Anytime I've ever drawn anything out of this deck, it's always like vaginas and stuff. So I don't know what this is. Okay. Return to source. Letting go allows me to begin anew. Completions and endings hold a unique energy. As the final stage in the never-ending cycle of life, death is the last letting go of a life experience. Thus is the process that brings any creative endeavor to a close. After a time of inspiration, growth, and sharing your gifts, you are being asked to let go of that which has run its course. If something has lost its vital force, but you have kept holding on to it, now is the time to bless and disconnect from it. Give it a proper celebration and a burial. Weird. I was thinking about that the whole time. Okay. The magic of this stage lies in, because it's Virgo and it's Earth. Okay. It lies in keeping the faith and belief that in death, we return to source, a new conception, pregnancy, birth. Okay. awaits you. You are opening up to be a portal to a new vibrant endeavor. By releasing what is fulfilled to its purpose, you can reset and look forward to fresh possibilities. But right now, you must fully acknowledge the conclusion of this present adventure with gratitude and reverence, and then disengage to honor the ever-going cyclical process. So hang on, the journal prompt, it says, what in my life am I no longer inspired by, but continue to put my time and efforts towards? Holy fuck.
You know what's
okay.
weird?
What?
I saw two things. One with that is like, if you just imagine, like, remember how I told you that like spirit or God or whatever will give you the epiphanies and the realizations. Like if you just like, I guess, go on like a little creative journey with me here. If you think of God as outside of you and God comes to you and it's like, I want to hand you this next idea. This is gonna like change your whole life. It's gonna be this idea, but then he looks at you and he goes, oh, she's got too many ideas already. Like, I better take this to someone else. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're holding on to all these things, you have no room for those epiphanies to come in.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I saw when you were reading
you gotta shed.
You gotta shed. And the other thing I saw when you were talking about that communication card reminds me of what I said about Mercury going direct, but also to kind of see the difference between like Gemini Mercury is like blah 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 blah. Virgo Mercury just made me realize it's kind of like what we also talked about on Thursday. It's asking really good questions.
Oh.
Virgo isn't a showy communicator. It's a practical communicator. Gemini is not a very practical communicator, but Virgo is. And there's need for both. You know what I'm saying? But I think that could be something that and that could also be how we have compassion for ourselves. Like maybe we ask ourselves, why are you being so hard on yourself? Maybe we ask someone else outside of us. You can see them beating themselves up. You're like, why? Hey, like grab them by the arm. Why are you being so hard on yourself? Ask good questions.
So it's going to be a hard week, but it's going to be very healing. Please take time off. Please take time for yourself. Cancel things if you need to. Call in sick. This is the best time to do that. Fuck the man. Who the fuck cares? Okay. That's it. Now we have a lot of other stuff to talk about. So we are still running specials, which, by the way, I realized that we need to put it out there special wise, or like a flyer or something about our returning clients. I have so many clients, guys, that I miss. And I would love to reconnect with, and this is a perfect way to do that, and joining with Erika services. So we're taking off the $500 it costs to join our Sacred Soul Coaching and allowing you to just start for the $200. So please take advantage of that. Hopefully we should get something out, some like a flyer or something someday.
I thought that we did make a flyer, but I don't remember. Maybe we haven't. I know I made a flyer, but I don't know if we ever posted it yet or not. But also, just to say to my clients too, same goes for you. Like if I've done like a birth chart reading for you in the past, like that counts, like I have enough info about you to get started. So that's basically the gist of it. But like if all I've done for you is a new moon reading or a full moon reading, I don't think that should count, because I need to know more about you.
Right. Yeah. For me, it's I had to have done like the works on you, like Reiki. You were a coach or something. Like, yeah. So we are also still doing the sacred seances, where you get a group of people together. We get to be the entertainment, talk to your dead people. You guys have brunch. It's a great time. Or like in October, we could be maybe doing a night ones here and there. I had the idea of putting out some dates that we should do that. And then we have Awaken the Witch Festival, guys. Tickets are on sale. So there's only one left when it comes to super VIP. I don't know how many. I think there's like almost 40 left. No,
Oh,
30.
there's like 20.
Okay.
Or wait,
So there's
for
only the VIP.
okay, yeah, that is more like 30. Yeah.
20, 30, yeah. So if you were looking to get that, and take a look at what all that offers, guys, like it's a big deal, it's a lot, it's fucking cool. And then general admissions, guys, they are limited. We cannot go over the limit. So if you're looking to go, get your tickets. Please check out all of our everything else, and we do offer our own services if you would like to take advantage of any of that. It's all listed wherever we are watching this, listening, whatever. I love you all. Erika,
Like, subscribe, share, comment, all the things helps grow a podcast.
Yes,
we do this for you. We do this because of you. So we're asking you to do that for us and for other people, right? So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now I just need to figure out.
Now we're gonna awkwardly get off of here.